just a demo track like hey, 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 hey.
What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Cornell, the Tech Savvy Rider. Today is Wednesday, August 10th, and it also will be day 4 of me working on working on my slingshot. Yesterday, Tuesday, it was just raining all day, so I had to cover the slingshot back up and just wait it out. So I'm gonna try to go over it again. Today is day 4, and today I will be going over the saddlebags for my slingshot. Now keep in mind, I already said that the dealership had to put the saddlebags on, but I had to take them off because I had to finish wiring the bike. So what I'm gonna do now is go over the saddlebags and then show you exactly what I see or how they installed it. So here it go. That's the saddlebags here. I got them laid off on the side. First thing I want to mention is because I have a custom license plate frame, I couldn't put it on while the saddlebag was already mounted. I had to, once I pulled them back off, I had to kind of fabricate my own way of putting it on through some longer screws and bending it a little bit, but I got it to go because I wanted Deathstroke to be sitting on the back for its license plate frame. It's a little dirty because it's been sitting on the ground, but it's been covered up. So what I want to do is go over how I see that they have installed the saddlebag, so you all can understand exactly what I'm talking about. First thing I noticed is on the back panel up under the fin here, as you can see, they had to, the original size for this back panel here was a little bit longer, and it went all the way out to up under the lights. They had to cut the longer skinny portions of this panel off, and I see why they did it is because they had to put 2 brackets on it. Now both brackets there's a total of 4 brackets. Let me get this out the way for a second. There's a total of 4 brackets that they had to put on. This is one complete bracket. This is the second bracket, the third bracket, and the 4th bracket. I kind of got them loose right now because when I had to take the saddlebags off, they were very tight. But I noticed that when they had to put the bracket on, they might have had to unscrew my tail lights just to get the bracket in. Now the bracket is one solid piece, and it mounts right under where the original screws go in. So it basically took out the screws, the original screws, put the mount in, and then screwed it back down. So the left bracket and the right bracket, they look the same, except the shorter version of the bracket needs to be on the inner side of the wheel, of the rear wheel. As you can see, this is the short side of the bracket. This is the short side of the bracket. So to make sure you put it on right, those 2 short brackets are right beside the rear wheel, and your longer extension of the bracket is on the outer side. Okay, your bottom bracket, these 2 are totally different from each other, but they also connect to the original bolts and stuff that was on the back panel of your slingshot. So there's no fabrication that had to be done. The brackets are already made. They come with the slingshot. You just have to, the only modification you have to do is for the back panel itself that goes up under the fin. Since you're cutting off the longer extension of the back panel to get this bracket on, the only modification left to do is to cut a hole for the inner bracket on both sides, and you have to cut a hole that's big enough to fit the two panel, the two brackets, inner brackets, and that's it. That's the only modification they had to do. Now the reason that these bolts here are on the outside, are coming off the bracket, these go inside of the saddlebag. So once I connect the saddlebags back on, these two bolts will be going through the back side of the saddlebag, and then I have to bolt them out, bolt them back down inside, open up the saddlebag and bolt them back down. The bottom bracket down here, it connects up under the saddlebag. So on both sides, the bracket, once you mount them up, and the brackets are totally different from each other too. The left side bracket will go to the bottom side, and they shape different, so you cannot mix them up. And the right side bracket goes to the lower part of the frame, going to its original bolt, so you have to remove those too. Now, as I was saying, when you put the saddlebag back on, now I know for a fact when we took them off, it took a two-man to put them on together. I mean, to take them off. But I think I might can put it on by myself. That's why I'm working on. I ain't want y'all to get that mixed up with anything. That's something else that I'm working on. But it looked like I can probably put this back on by myself. But just in case I can't, I can always run down and grab my neighbor and have him help me reinstall it, since I had to help him get me to pull them off. But it's just a simple, once you modify your back bracket, once you modify it and get your, make sure you get your mounts and stuff in, everything else is just put them in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount up my back plate back up onto my fins, and then I'm gonna attempt to try to pull the bags over here and get them installed. Like I said, I can't say that word because the camera cut off, and I'll go grab my neighbor. It's STOP. I can't say that word because it cuts the camera off. And then I'll go get my neighbor to finish the install of the bags. Now once I got the bags on, I will go over the saddlebags itself to show you exactly all the features of it. I fell in love with the saddlebags right off the back. I ain't gonna lie. It makes the slingshot look different, and the saddlebags themselves comes into handy, especially after you install a stereo system and your original space that you had behind your seat is gone. So these saddlebags are helping me out a whole lot. So let me get started, and I'll start recording again when I'm ready to mount this bracket, mount the saddlebags up. So y'all stay tuned. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, I'm gonna try my best to record this while I'm putting it back on. I don't know if you guys gonna be able to see anything or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to record it. But when you're putting the back panel back up or back on, that's under the fin, you got to make sure that you bring through your tag light wiring back through the bottom of your harness. I mean, bottom of your back plate here. That goes up under the fin. There's a total of 6 screws, so I'm gonna go ahead and get them in right quick as fast as I can, so y'all bear with me. Right now I'm just hand tightening them, and once I get them to where I can't turn them no more with my hand, I use my ratchet. Three on that side, and I got 3 more on this side. one in the middle makes the 7th bolt. Okay, all 7 are tied down. So to let you see exactly what it look like once you're done. You got 1, 2, 3. You got 1 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so that's all 7 of your bolts. So what I'm gonna do now is try to go ahead and pick up this saddlebag and line them up to bring it up on these brackets. If I can do that, I might can get them in. If I can't, then I'll go run and grab one of these people inside my house, or I'll go grab my neighbor. So y'all bear with me. I know what I'm gonna do is open up the saddlebag so I can have a place to grab on the inside of the saddlebag, and then I go from there. Just like I thought, can't do it by myself. So let me go grab somebody. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, it took a 2-man lift to try to get this joker back on. And there was a lot of struggling trying to get the inner screws that goes inside the saddlebag to line up. So I didn't want to record all that. So I'm just gonna show you the finished product. Once you get these saddlebags on, all right, the inner screws that I was telling you about is one here, and then there's the other one. It's followed by a washer, a lock washer, and then the nut. This nut is a 16 millimeter, so you got to tie it up. You got a total of 4 screws, 2 on each saddlebag, and you can start seeing the saddlebag line up as you tighten them up. But to getting them back on, it's a struggle. All right, once I get these 2 on, then I have 4 on each side that's underneath the saddlebag that I gotta also line up and get the screws in. I'm not sure if they're 16 millimeter or not, but you can see the saddlebag popping as I tighten them up. But I can definitely tell you it's a two-man job to get it on or to take it off, because the saddlebag is actually one piece with the centerpiece tag part that's connecting both bags in the middle. It turns it from a 3-piece to actually a 1-piece that you can pick up and put on. And I would highly recommend putting it all together before you try to install them on the Slingshot, because putting them on at a section, you would not be able to reach those bags, reach those bolts that's holding up against the saddlebags for the tag plate. They are very hard to get to because of the grooves in the tag and the tag plate back here. The angle will not let you get your arm or hand up in there with a wrench to try to tighten them down. So it's best to put them all together outside before you install it to the Slingshot. Close this for a second, and then I got 4 screws that's underneath these 4 screws here, and once I get those in, I'll go over the saddlebag itself to show you exactly what I'm dealing with. Oh man, look like I scratched it up a little bit, or it might be concrete dirt. Other than that, y'all stay tuned. GoPro, stop recording. Alright YouTube, nightfall hit me pretty fast, but I'm gonna go over it right quick. The saddlebag has been put back on, and of course this is what it looked like. I had to turn on the light so y'all can be able to see it. But like I said, the process is not hard. The only thing hard about the whole installation or taking it off is you got to have two people to hold both sides when putting it back on. But that is the finished product, and that's the saddlebag. I know you can't see on the inside of it, but everything is pretty much back together. I'll probably make another video going over the whole slingshot, going over everything that's on it before I start installing the lights. Other than that, hey, I'm gonna call this video quits. I'll call it quits on this video and call it a night. But it is back on. The saddlebag is back on, so it's good to go. And like I said, hey, that's my spiel for the night. Y'all have a good one. GoPro, stop recording.
This is a demo track like. Hey, 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 hey.